Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. I'm your host, and today we've got a story that's going to have Detroit Lions fans buzzing. This is big. And when I say big, I mean huge. If you're a fan of the Lions, or just someone who loves sports in the city of Detroit, you absolutely won't want to miss this. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What could possibly be so important today? Well, let's just say that what's happening with the Detroit Lions in their home stadium is going to have major implications for not just the team, but the entire city of Detroit. And while it might seem like a pretty straightforward announcement at first, when you dig into the details, you'll start to see why this is such a big deal. Trust me, you're going to want to stay with us until the end for all of the juicy details. So, what exactly are we talking about here? Earlier today, the Detroit Lions and Ford Motor Company made a joint announcement that will have lasting implications for both the team and the city. The two parties reveal that they've extended their contract to keep the Ford Field name in place until at least 2036. That's right, Ford Field, the iconic stadium that's been the home of the Lions since 2002, will continue to be known by the name of one of the world's most famous automakers for the next 11 years. And when you think about it, that's pretty remarkable. Ford has been the sponsor and name behind the stadium for over 2 decades now, and this extension means they're committed for the long haul. But what does this really mean for the Lions, the stadium, and the city of Detroit? Before we dive deeper into the significance of this deal, let's take a quick moment to reflect on the history of Ford Field. The Lions moved into Ford Field back in 2002 after decades spent playing in the Pontiac Silverdome, a stadium that, while legendary, was showing signs of age and wasn't exactly in the heart of the city. Moving to Ford Field was a game changer, both for the team and for the city itself. The stadium is located in downtown Detroit, making it more accessible to fans and positioning it as a centerpiece in the city's ongoing revitalization. It's hosted some of the most significant events in the sports world, including Super Bowl 40, the 2009 Final Four, and the 2010 Frozen Four, not to mention countless concerts, events, and, of course, Detroit Lions games. But what makes this partnership so important is not just the stadium itself, it's the relationship between the Lions and Ford. Ford, as you may know, is an automotive giant with deep roots in the city of Detroit. Founded in 1903, Ford Motor Company has been an essential part of Detroit's identity for more than a century. And so, when the Lions made the move to Ford Field in 2002, it wasn't just a corporate sponsorship. It was a marriage between two of the most important entities in the city's history. And that bond has only grown stronger over the years. Rod Wood, the president and CEO of the Detroit Lions, said it perfectly in the announcement. Renewing our relationship with Ford Motor Company has always been a priority for us. And when you really think about it, that makes total sense. Ford has been a partner in the Lions' journey back to downtown Detroit, and they've been instrumental in shaping the future of the franchise. So this contract extension isn't just about keeping the name Ford Field in place for another decade and a half. It's about continuing a legacy that's been built on decades of collaboration between one of the world's most powerful companies and one of the most beloved NFL franchises. Now, the question on everyone's mind is this: what does this extension really mean? Is it just about the name, or is there something more here? And if there is something more, what could that be? Could this be the start of a larger partnership between the Lions and Ford that could lead to even bigger changes, both for the team and for the city of Detroit? Some insiders believe that this renewed commitment could be the catalyst for an entirely new chapter in the Lions' history. With the backing of a company like Ford, the team may finally have the stability it needs to build a winning franchise. Could Ford's involvement go beyond just the name on the stadium? Could we see further investments in the team's infrastructure, or even in the surrounding area of Ford Field? Is it possible that the Lions could be poised to make a major splash in the upcoming seasons? Fans have been speculating for years about the future of the Lions. After all, they've gone through some tough seasons and have faced their fair share of struggles in terms of performance. But with this long-term commitment from Ford, could we be witnessing the beginning of a major turning point for the team? Ford has always been an important part of Detroit's economy, and with this announcement, it feels like they're doubling down on their connection to the city. And as much as this is about Ford's relationship with the Lions, it's also about what this means for the future of Detroit itself. The Lions have always been a symbol of the city's heart and soul, and their success or lack thereof has always been tied to the city's overall vibe. So, could this contract extension signal a resurgence in both the Lions and the city? Let's dig a little deeper into what this partnership could mean for the stadium itself. Could we see significant upgrades to Ford Field over the next decade? Some fans are wondering if this extended deal could result in major renovations or improvements that could help bring the stadium into the modern era. After all, we've seen other NFL teams revamp their stadiums in recent years, adding state-of-the-art features like luxury suites, better fan experiences, and cutting-edge technology. Could Ford Field be next in line for a major makeover? If this partnership continues to strengthen, could we see new amenities or innovations that could make the fan experience even better? And what about the team itself? Could this long-term commitment from Ford lead to a more competitive Lions squad? The team's performance has been a topic of conversation for years, but with the backing of a company like Ford, could they finally have the resources they need to attract top-tier talent, build a more competitive roster, and take the team to the next level? Some Lions fans are cautiously optimistic that this stability could translate into better seasons ahead. It's certainly a possibility worth considering, especially with the momentum that's building in Detroit as a whole. Of course, as exciting as all of this sounds, it's important to remember that a partnership like this doesn't automatically guarantee success on the field. The Lions will still need to focus on improving their roster, finding a strong coaching staff, and making the right moves in the draft and free agency. But with Ford's long-term commitment to the team, it feels like the franchise is in a better position than ever to turn things around and build a solid foundation for the future. So, what does this all mean for the future of the Detroit Lions and Ford Field? Will this partnership help the Lions reach new heights? Could this stability be the key to unlocking a brighter future for the team? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure. With Ford's commitment to the Lions, Detroit is definitely in for an exciting next decade. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this extension? Are you excited about the future of Ford Field and the Lions? Do you think this partnership could lead to better seasons ahead for the team? Or do you think there's still more that needs to be done before the Lions can truly compete at the highest level? I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. As always, thanks for tuning in to Lions News Fan Report. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. We got more exciting sports news and updates coming your way, so stay tuned. Let's go Lions!